He's got to do an ad.
We are at January 11th.
Yeah.
The Rundown.
You've been good on the date recently.
I know, because I'm on a roll. I knew yesterday I said 10. Nobody corrected me. It is brought to you by Montembeau, montembeau.com. New code. New year. Rundown 2017.
Ooh.
Rundown 2017. You get 20% off anything you buy. Montembeau. They look like they should be $200 jeans. They feel like $200 jeans. They're not. They're $100. Buy it. If you don't like, buy 2 pair. If you don't know what size you are, buy 2. Return the one you don't keep. So Montembeau, montembeau.com. Check them out. All new styles, sizes. So it's not only a new code for 2017, Rundown 2017. It's also new style. So if you haven't checked out Montembeau yet in the new year, do it, montembeau.com. Okay, back into the Rundown for Comedy Central style. Obviously huge news, straight from the internet gods themselves. Broke last night. Donald Trump, Pissgate, whatever you want to call it. Russia, Putin, supposedly blackmailing Trump because they have video of him. At first I thought he was peeing on girls. Then I thought the girls were peeing on him. Now it turns out the actual text says he was watching 2 girls piss on a bed that he thought Obama slept on, and he hates Obama so much he wanted to defecate or watch them piss on it and get enjoyment out of that. Crazy story. Probably fake, by the way, because it's from a fake person that hasn't been verified
News.
with clear errors. BuzzFeed is basically like, hey, we're journalists, we had to release it. Fuck BuzzFeed, they're the worst. 2 birds and maybe Comedy Central just gets me given the bird. Anyways, what do you got on this whole debacle?
It was wild. The thing I still don't understand is Donald Trump. So let's just say it's true.
You got
Facts don't matter.
You got to play it
It's a
true.
true story.
What's the point of talking about it? It's just totally fake.
The fact that he doesn't drink and like all these things that he does are sober, because a piss party, if you're really letting loose in Russia, you got the vodka going, you got all kinds of shit going. I could see how that would end up being a piss party.
Spoken like a guy who just pissed his pants.
Yeah, I mean, urine is sterile, so I don't know why everyone's upset about that. But the fact that he might be doing this stuff sober, that's wild to me.
It's a very different scenario to have them pee on a bed out of spite for Obama than like sexual pleasure.
Right.
You know what I mean?
First of all, I know you hate Trump. You have to respect that type
No,
of spite.
That's hate.
like
you got
next
hate in your
level.
heart. Like that guy was in that bed, get over there and piss on
that's
him.
next level grudge.
That is that's so much hate, so much grudge, and very different than like I'm into this kinky piss stuff.
Yeah.
So go ahead, Trump.
First of all, people are in it. I wrote a blog right when I heard it, and I was walking out the door. I'm like, I gotta write it, because for me the whole story, and again, it's kind of irrelevant because I didn't even hear the Obama part. I have no problem with the president pissing on chicks. I think that you're in the power position. I'm a Trump guy. If he was getting pissed on, game over. Get him out.
Yeah.
You lose all.
You can't get pissed on.
No, you lose all
Can't do
mental leverage if you're sitting across from any world leader and they know in their brain like this guy got pissed on. Out. Now,
I think there have been presidents who've gotten pissed on.
for sure.
Yeah.
My dad.
You
my-
can't have it be out there.
Right. Okay. That's
But
fine.
we're in a new, like he got blackmailed. And by the way, that's the only believable part of it. If it was him getting pissed on, like then that's how you get blackmailed.
He also shouldn't be, if this story, if we're believing every part of it, he shouldn't be so stupid to be doing this kind of stuff in a Russian hotel. Of course Putin has
You got
video,
that's
video
a home
everywhere.
game. Home
that's
game
like
only.
walking into this office.
Yeah,
and
right.
being
Totally.
like, oh, maybe they aren't on right now.
The only other point I brought up, and we're saying it's fake, is this happened supposedly, like they've been creating the file, the dossier, very impressive word, by the way, dossier. They've been creating this file for 5 years. Does that mean I have a file? Like,
Yeah,
are they just
from
keeping files
Russians?
on like everybody? We all have files.
I don't think there's a page views dossier.
I don't
They're
think so.
Well, why
No.
Trump though? 5 years ago.
Because they probably were like, this guy could eventually be president.
5 years ago, I don't think anybody was thinking that.
If you look, there's people who've been predicting this for a while.
Okay, well then I think there's a 7% chance I have a file. Okay. I ran for mayor. Like, who's this guy run for mayor of Boston?
You actually didn't technically ever run for mayor.
No, I did.
You weren't.
I was
didn't get enough
registered.
signatures.
You never made it
No,
to the
that's
election.
running.
You have to be in the election.
Well, then
to
I
run
ran for president.
No, I mean I did the paperwork. I was listed
You
as
didn't
a
get it
candidate.
filed. No, you weren't.
Yes,
Next-
I was.
I thought you didn't get
Next
enough.
topic.
I made it through step one,
Okay,
not
all
to
right.
step
Next
two.
topic.
Grayson Allen, love this guy. So he dove into the Florida State bench and then clearly pushed one of the coaches. Like, no doubt about it.
1000%.
Anybody else, they're like, oh, this player pushed it. The fact that he continually does something, it's a broken record, but he's Dr. Evil, and I love every second of it.
He cannot stop himself. I said it after the Tripgate started. He is the kid when you're playing Nintendo. As soon as he realizes he's going to lose, he presses reset, and he can't stop himself. When he's actually,
I don't like that analogy. I think that's a stinky analogy.
I think when he is playing in the game and he realizes he's like gonna lose or whatever it may be,
But that has
he
nothing
snaps.
to do with it.
I think that he can't control himself when he's competing at all.
Yeah, he's a maniac, competitor.
But I don't think it's like that. I think it's like prissy.
I don't. You're almost going like Mike Tyson, bite the ear. I don't think winning or losing has anything to do with that.
Oh, I disagree with that. I think when shit goes wrong for Grayson, that's when he starts tripping.
That's what I'm saying.
That's when he starts pushing.
Right.
That when his back is to the wall.
What was the score?
Duke
I don't
lost
know.
this game.
All right, I don't
And
know the background of Florida State.
Duke lost this game. So I mean, they were down. They got blown out in the second half. Florida State coach, by the way, loved what he did after he was like, Grayson didn't push me. You do that when you win.
Yeah,
You're like,
right.
oh yeah,
Yeah,
it's
yeah,
not
yeah,
a
yeah.
story, but here's my whole paragraph about how it's not a story. Make it a story.
Yep.
Only way he stops is if someone just eventually like knocks him out.
Quick shout out Leonard Hamilton. That guy's been at Florida State.
He's one of those dudes that's been
since
around for
the
10 years.
1920s.
Yeah.
I mean, that guy just never.
And
leaves
you're going to bet
Florida
on
State.
them in the tournament, and they're going to lose by like 40 because they scored 48 points.
Is that where? That's where White Chocolate went. No, he went to
No.
Florida. Who's the white guy they had? Oh, I'm thinking of the other white guy. Are you going to help me out here with who that is? What the hell is his name?
On Florida State?
Yeah, he kind of looked like White Chocolate. He had kind of a flat top. He was a good player, whatever. Do we have a producer? Anybody who can look that up? Look that up.
White guy. Florida State.
White guy, Florida
Hasn't been
State.
a lot of
with a
Hamilton,
flat
Florida
top.
State.
Johnny Football, he will be at the Super Bowl signing autographs. I think it's $29 for an autograph, $50 for a selfie. I said this, I'm a Johnny Football guy. Anytime you sign autographs for money, you are far down the slide of your career going downhill.
are
It is
It's
not
like Lonely
where
Virgil.
you want. And
He's
it's
John
Virgil,
Rocker.
it's
John
Pete
Rocker.
Rose, it's
John Rocker showing up to Cooperstown every summer
sell
and
memorabilia
sitting
and
with
shit.
like a little plastic table and trying to sign baseballs.
Which brings up my next point. I can't figure out Johnny Football's financial situation.
No, I
I
can't
thought he
either.
was like so rich.
Did Dad take away the credit card?
Yeah, what happened? He's in the clubs every night unless he doesn't pay for it. Because
I think that's people comping.
Club
This
Dave
is
knows
bad.
this.
If you were a
Okay.
good friend, you would call him up and be like, Johnny, don't do that. I'll give you the cash. You should pay him to not do autographs.
I'm
it's for
reaching
your
out.
reputation too.
I know we can't have our guys doing autographs.
Right.
It's you don't do
Our
autographs
guys.
till
No, no,
you're
no,
so
our guys.
far
He's
down.
not our
It's-
guys, your guy.
He's fine. He's fucking my guy.
What a
so
what a
we're
fall
retired.
from Money Manziel and Drake to
What-
charging for selfies and hanging
Do you
out.
remember?
With Dave.
I wish we could roll
That's
the.
low.
We don't
He
have
didn't
time
charge
to
me
roll
for
the
this
clip.
selfie. He
Oh.
took it.
Are
You
you
guys are
now?
best
Are you
friends.
now ready to admit that you were wrong when you said that Johnny Manziel was going to be a
You're
Pro
Pro
Bowl
Bowler.
quarterback? You've
It-
never
it-
been more
Dave,
wrong about anything in your
it
entire
looks
life,
like that.
and you
will
won't
not have
admit
a
it.
shred of integrity if you don't admit that
He's
right now.
charging money for selfies.
It looks like I was wrong about that. There was somebody, some website, some like shit that sports fans says they go back. First of all, I don't know how they do it, but they go
Yeah,
back
the
and they dig up
cold, the
old tweets.
freezing
cold
takes.
They had one today
Yeah.
from me.
I've been all over that.
May 8th,
Yeah.
2014. I said, LeBron can't save Cleveland, but Johnny Football will.
That's a nice one. That's
That
a
was
good
wrong.
one. Yeah.
Hand up,
Hand
that
up.
was wrong. On
Wear
the
that
wrong
one.
side. All right, so we're going to go to break right now. What?
Were you talking about Bobby Serra?
Bobby Serra.
Yeah,
there
we
he
go.
is.
There it
Bobby
is.
Serra.
Yep.
He may still be there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, he's one of those guys that actually may still be
Yep.
there. So now what we do, I'm learning. We have a minute. We're gonna
Save it.
bank that minute.
Yep.
We're gonna bank it so we go to break, and there is no second commercial. So no, we're back.
Wait, let him reset the clock.
Reset the clock.
We got full. We
Could have like squeezed the topic in a minute, no?
I like how we bank the time, by the way, and we waste 15 seconds saying we're gonna bank the time.
I don't mind doing it. Maybe we could have. I would have to rearrange. Maybe. Okay. So we're back. So this has been a subject that you guys probably aren't even aware, but I've been in the crosshairs. Yesterday, Boston radio came out of the woodwork. Where they were talking. There's a lot of talk in New England about whether Goodell is going to come to Foxborough for the AFC title game. I don't think he will. And basically, it was being pinned that the reason he can't come is because someone may actually hurt him, like he'd be in physical danger. And then it came up that, well, Barstool is promoting him to be dead, because I have written in like a million straight
said
blogs.
you'd do something that
I
you
hope Roger
would regret.
Goodell is
Regret.
dead.
And you haven't done it yet.
I wish bodily harm on
Yep,
Roger
you
Goodell.
haven't.
And then it became a larger discussion, basically saying, and they were like, we know he's kind of tongue-in-cheek and joking, but if a lunatic reads Barstool and then actually like does something that severely hurts him, causes bodily harm, whether it be throwing a full beer or bottle off of him or stabbing him or something, am I responsible for that?
Hypothetically speaking, if
Just
we were to-
hypothetically. By the way, I drew the line. I think spitting, I say yes, dead serious, looking at the camera. If he comes to Foxborough, spit on him. I think that's totally fair. Throw paper, plastic beer full at him. Those two I condone. Beyond that, I draw the line. The question is, am I responsible if some lunatic Barstool fan's like, Prez is saying we got to hurt this guy. We got to hurt this guy. I'm gonna fucking hit him in the head with a rock.
Yeah.
Is that on me?
I mean, if they just do any of those things you just said, yeah.
Wait, what things?
All of the ways that you just listed
No,
to
I
hurt
just
Roger
no.
Goodell.
I said I very clearly I said
spit
on him and throw
so if anything worse than that, is it still your fault?
Correct.
I still think I'm going to say yeah because you are.
Soft
I mean,
take.
you are. Soft take. You are the Go Prez Go Salt of the Earth gang. You're like the Patriots Pope. They follow you, and they can't. They're going to do that to impress you.
Right, and you can't incite people and then
I'm
be
not
like, "Oh, I
inciting.
didn't do anything."
I'm not inciting. I'm saying just like if someone said, "Hey, I tripped and he fell down, he broke his arm," I'd chuckle. I'd be,
Here's the
that's
problem.
Too bad.
Here's the
but
problem.
I won't do it. I assume people have brains that work.
Here's the problem: is if someone walked up to Roger Goodell and hit him with a rock, they'd probably yell "Viva la Stool!"
Absolutely.
and
They'd be
then
like,
you
"Go
would be on
Prez,
the
go!
hook.
Salt
they'd
of
be
the
salty,
earth! I did
brick
this
by
for page
brick.
views.
We're
Page
doing
views
it.
told me
He's
to
gonna
do
give me a
this."
job.
That person is a crazy person, and that's
You-
like
you're
made
the king
the
of
crazy-
crazy
that's
people.
like-
You have raised
Also,
a whole
you-
generation of
can I-
crazy massholes.
I don't want to stay on this for too long, but you fell in that trap so perfectly. Felger made a trap for you. I was talking to Hank and Cole. He's like, Felger's a bigger troll than Dave. And he basically was like, I don't have anything to talk about today. Let's get Dave Portnoy upset and have him blog about me, and I'll get page views and listeners.
No.
You fell into a Clay Travis trap.
Oh, now you bring up that guy's
Yeah,
name.
I'm just
I
saying.
didn't
Kill
fall-
that guy, too.
Yeah.
I didn't fall into any trap. I listened to all sides
That's
of
like
it.
a year and a half old story of you saying that you'd wish bottom.
A year and a half. I say it every time I write
Yeah,
a
their
blog.
producer was probably like, shit, we don't have nothing to talk about today.
The producer,
oh,
if he
well,
laid
a
a
year
trap.
ago, Dave said something mean about Goodell. Let's talk about that.
It wasn't trap because I went on his number
Now he
one
gets on the
competitor
rundown.
before him. So, I mean, he didn't trap. If that's a trap, then the trap blew up, and now he's struggling like a dead fish caught in a net, just squirming around because I want his competitor first.
You're in the trap,
That
he's
was
in the
no
net.
trap. Everyone's in traps. There was no trap. Also, it's the same thing as the video game. You think if someone plays violent video games and then commits a murder, it's on the video game's fault?
No, but you did just look in the camera and say spit and throw shit at him.
I stand by it.
Yeah, but that's
No.
different than a video game.
I'm
Someone
not
playing
saying
a
rocks.
video
I'm
game.
saying spit and.
But that's a crime too.
Well, that crime I'd live with. I've already
Okay.
gone to jail. I'm
Okay.
willing to commit crimes to stand in things I believe in. 3-on-3 league, Allen Iverson starting is going to be a player coach. I think Allen Iverson, one of the most universally beloved athlete. Everybody loves Allen Iverson. But having said that, I have zero interest in this league. 3-on-3 to me is not that different than like 5-on-5. If they're going to go play people in Rucker Park, go do that. I'm kind of interested. But if it's just like a 3-on-3 league with washed up guys, not that interested. KFC?
I mean, what would really be the difference between 5-on-5 and 3-on-3?
I don't think it's that different.
So if those guys were playing, it's just that they're washed up.
Yeah, I mean, I've already seen them play.
Well, 3-on-3 is better for Allen Iverson because it's
Yeah,
you
there's
play
more
more
court.
one-on-one. And
Yeah,
there's
I
more
mean,
court.
I think it will be fun to watch Iverson put up like 65 points.
If you're asking me if I care, I don't care, but I will obviously watch
tune
the
in.
Vine that comes out when he breaks some white guys.
And it's also one of those things that sounds awesome, and maybe you tune in once, and then you're like, I'm never gonna watch that.
I mean, I actually a show that they could bring back and to watch is Pros vs. Joes. Like I always watch Pros
I'd
vs.
rather-
Joes.
Papa Kapitopoulos.
What?
Oh yeah, the guy
I'd
at USC. That guy's a good announcer. Shout out to him.
bring back Rock and Jock before I brought back Pros and
Oh,
Joes.
Rock and Jock, we have to bring back Rock
Yeah,
and
the
Jock.
50-point
That's
peach
like a
basket
big
over
idea.
there.
Is anyone that sit? We
Johnny
have
Manziel, probably
3,000
available.
fucking people in this office today. I don't know what. We got a million things going on. I don't see one person put pen to paper there when I say bring back Rock and Jock. Can someone write that down?
I think you've taken so much Adderall today that no one knows what's.
No.
You
Zero.
are like a
You're
baseball-
out of control
You're at the
today.
point you are like a baseball player in the
Yeah,
80s. You were just on
yeah,
amphetamines
You're
all
so
day
out
long.
of control.
Pop
You
the
realize
greens.
you've talked
Just pop the
95% of
greens.
this rundown.
Zero Adderall today.
That's bullshit.
Okay.
Why would I lie about that?
I don't know, but it's
Actions speak very differently.
Let's show this clip and then we'll end it. Linsanity, Jeremy Lin getting fake handshake by Dwight Howard and then dabbed by Howard. I don't know who. It's the copy of the kid who did it to Cuban. Linsanity, I don't know, what is this look he has? It's like the whole thing was a debacle.
It's
Go
more the
quick.
death of the dab. As soon as Dwight Howard's copying little kids doing it to Mark Cuban, it's over.
Also, when you get clowned by Dwight Howard, you gotta fucking
Yeah, it's
pack it
over.
in, dude.
It's
You look like
over.
a samurai. Dwight Howard's clowning you. It's over.
And Roan said this, Jeremy Lin, he looks like a geisha or something.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
what is
He's got
his
the hair.
deal?
The man
so
bun.
that's the show. That's the rundown part.
Look at that.
There we go.
Look at that.
Perfect.
And last subject, which we think is too hot for Comedy Central, which we'll have to ask our producer whether we can. This subject I'm thinking would just be a no-go because it could go down an area. But Steve Harvey said that basically white women just don't like Asian guys.
Finally, here's one. How to date a white woman, a practical guide for Asian men. Excuse me, do you like Asian men? No. Thank you.
White women and no women like Asian
No, you
men.
can talk about that.
Okay, well then
nice. Let's fire it up.
that may have been instead of the 3-on-3
extra
league.
definitely.
Yeah, because by the way, he's right. Asian guys, tiny dick, short, nobody likes.
Nobody
likes it.
The deck is
Like
absolutely
that's what.
stacked.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Take it back.
I mean,
Yeah.
that's
Changed my
what-
mind.
All right,
Take it
so
back.
that subject.
The
But that's
offensive.
a fact. What I just
Right.
said. That's
Yeah.
like correct.
Yeah. Stereotypes exist for a reason.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Only Asian men can date Indians, and that's really it.
Unless
And vice versa. That's it.
there's a small select group. Like I actually think like Ichiro's a good-looking guy.
But I don't think he's
And
getting like
You
the panties wet for white and black chicks. No way.
The most offensive
Other
thing
Asians,
he said.
yes, but-
The most offensive thing he said, by the way, is he doesn't like Chinese food. Who the fuck doesn't like Chinese food?
Apparently, black women.
My dad claims.
No, he said he doesn't like Chinese food. Steve Harvey said, I don't like Chinese
My
food.
dad doesn't like Chinese food.
That's wild.
But my dad doesn't like chicken either.
That's also wild.
Who
What
the
does your
fuck
dad
doesn't
eat?
like chicken?
That's almost impossible to go through life not liking chicken.
What's he eat? He's Milano cookies.
That's it.
And that's it.
I respect
But
that.
they're
though.
not bad for you.
No, he thinks those are like a healthy breakfast.
Can we
He
do
also eats all day through the
Definitely on
day
board
and then
with
says
that.
he's never hungry.
Can we do a little after show?
Yeah, after show.
What's up with your herpes?
What's
With
that?
what?
You have like a black spot on your lip.
Yeah.
Looks like a
You got a
black
herpes?
like ink.
You got a herpes?
Probably blood. Yeah, I know it is. It's I have blood on my hand, my lip cracked.
That's gross.
Interesting.
Lips and eyes and all sorts of weird shit going on.
Yeah, I was wondering. I had
apart.
blood when I came in, and now that you say
Adderall
it,
dries you out.
Yep. Side effect of Adderall.
again for the record, I did not take Adderall today. We played that game on the radio show. Did Dave take Adderall today? Today is a definitive no.
Wow.
I'm just fired up. The thing got me fired up. A lot of things were getting me fired up. I mean, I went on that radio show today. Literally, I went on Zolak's show and I didn't know who I was talking to. And I was like, I don't know who I'm talking to, but kick this guy off the radio. Like, I had no idea who he was.
We have, oh no, they're not going to see the clip of you firing the chick last night.
Being late is like preposterous to me when you're trying to get a job and the first 3 times you're the latest person. It's like you're fired. I mean, that's it. You can't be late 3 times in a row. That's it. That's the decision. Can't be. It's a show. So you guys will all be back.
Dropped the fire out of nowhere, Davey. Keeping us on our toes. That was a moment.
Can't be late.
Yeah, that was
3
a
times in
moment.
row.
That's an all-time clip. That's an all-time
takes-
personal
Didn't we
moment.
talk about that yesterday?
No, because we do the rundown before.
It takes a lot for me to give you props.
Not
but
Adderall.
that was your best. That was your best on-air moment in a while.
Yeah, it wasn't planned. I've said I was.
So here's a funny thing that people I don't think realize at home is like you actually are a hard ass in a lot of things you do. You're not when it comes to firing. You don't fire people. You can't
No, I
fire
don't.
people.
I
You
don't like
physically
doing it.
like,
There's
can't
so
fire
many people that should have been fired
yeah,
along the way.
Yeah, in Barstool
This
history,
office
and you
is
just
filled with
the
misfits.
office literally has like
Misfits
100
and
people
people.
right now,
Fire anybody.
all because they're like, we know Dave Portnoy won't fire us. So
I don't like this firing. I don't like what we're about
did you
to
get a
do.
little taste of it?
No, I didn't
'Cause I
like
feel
it.
like you-
I didn't even plan it. It was just because
That's why it was so
because
good, though. It was
Dean,
right
Dean,
off.
who's the other guy who was a contestant, to me was wallpaper and had no reason really to stay yesterday. So I talked to him. I wasn't sure if he was going to get fired, and then I was talking to her, and I'm like, "Well, you were late 3 times in a row." And in my brain, I'm like, "Who the
you
fuck is
answered your own
late
question.
3
Three
times?"
times
Like,
in a row in-
it's a
in one
no-brainer.
day.
Like you're
Yeah.
fired,
Yeah.
and that's literally how it came out. And that was that, and she deserves it. Have to be there. Today's firing will be interesting because we got
Hard.
to watch the videos.
Yeah. And
It's-
these guys, and I've watched them all today. They're all hustling and putting some effort into it, trying to make
So
things happen.
this will be pretty democratic because there's no really like gimmicky things or fights or it's just
This is very content oriented.
very content.
Videos and blogs.
So we'll sit down, watch this. I think
Maybe
we're
you
gonna
can
do
maybe
a
do a double.
double elimination because we got to get it down because we're running out of time here to figure this out. The only
And then if you make it, you're never gonna get fired because Dave can't fire you.
Yeah. If you get it, it's a job for life. It's Supreme Court if you work at Barstool.
even remember we fired who was the
Like J-Mac. Remember when he fired
J-Mac.
J-Mac? And J-Mac was like,
about
"Why
time.
didn't you fire me
Yeah,
a
it's
year
like,
ago?"
I haven't been
Like,
doing
you
anything
idiot,
for 2
I haven't
years.
been working.
Yeah. All right. So that's the rundown.